The Nile Basin Cooperative Framework Agreement has come into force 60 days after the Republic of South Sudan deposited its ratification with the African Union. According to the international negotiator for the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam and water politics researcher Professor YakobArsano, the treaty intends to establish principles, rights and obligations to ensure long-term and sustainable management through development of the shared Nile waters. Pursuant to its provisions, the Nile Basin states would assume the obligation to cooperate on the conservation, management and development of the basin and its waters, he added. The Nile Basin Cooperative Framework Agreement has been recently ratified by 6 countries of the basin, in which South Sudan has unanimously promulgated the framework in its Transitional National Legislative Assembly, the professor elaborated.
The negotiation for Nile River Basin Cooperation Framework was conducted for 11 years. Most of the concerned countries signed on it initially. The majority of them ratified the agreement. It was South Sudan that finally ratified the cooperative framework at the end of the day, just 2 months ago. This means 6 of the riparian countries have made the framework the integral part of the law of their land. As a result, the next step would be establishing the Nile River Basin Commission. The Commission oversees the legal aspects of the framework regarding the equitable usage of River Nile.
The researcher clarified, the Nile Basin Cooperative Framework Agreement reflects recent trends in international environmental law, particularly around its emphasis on the protection and the conservation of the basin and its ecosystem. The agreement imposes several obligations on the Nile Basin states, including an obligation to protect and improve the water quality of the basin, to prevent the introduction of any alien or new species into the river system, which may have detrimental effects on its ecosystems, and to protect and conserve wetlands within the basin, Professor Yakob explained.
Equitable and just utilization of the water resource is one, among other fundamental principles of the framework. This paves ways for the basin countries' equitable and balanced usage of the river. In other words, the framework is a legal base for sovereign countries to utilize the water resource in their territorial jurisdiction without causing any damage to the other riparian country. In general, the agreement is a base for border sharing or any other riparian countries to manage and develop the water resource of the River Nile without causing any river harm to the resource and its flow.
The proposed commission would possess a wide range of capacities, including data collection and management, identifying optimal water use measurements, rulemaking, and dispute resolution, he elucidated.
Some riparian countries have caused havoc as long as the history of River Nile is concerned, claiming themselves as the only legit users of River Nile. The Nile Basin Cooperative Framework Agreement is the final legal document that binds whatever issue related to the basin, and countries are expected to make it part and parcel of their laws. This is a living, tangible law that serves all the riparian countries.
The impending entry into force of the Nile Basin Cooperative Framework Agreement is no doubt a landmark development for all countries of the basin, Professor Yakob remarked. Yet, Ethiopia's unwavering commitment since the inception of the idea of the cooperation until now is worthy of gratitude that the country has been considering equitable usage throughout all the Sisyphean negotiation process.